This is Amar bin Salim. I represent the Office of Advancement at LUMS. A very warm welcome to all of you to the Knowledge Week for Suleiman Dawood School of Business. Basically, we are doing 2 Knowledge Weeks for SDSB. We have as many programs. So in this first week, we're going to be talking about the 5 programs, MS programs. And inshallah, in the next week, we have the webcast for 4 different graduate level programs at SDSB. Today, inshallah, we'll be talking about the MS Accounting and Analytics program. Tomorrow, inshallah, the discussion will roam around the Supply Chain and Retail Management program. On Wednesday, we'll meet you for Business and Public Policy. The very next day, we'll talk about the Healthcare Management and Innovation degree that is being offered at SDSB. And on Friday, which will be the last day of our first leg for these Knowledge Weeks, we'll talk about the MS Technology Management and Entrepreneurship program. Now, as you already know, all of these programs are offered through the Suleiman Dawood School of Business, SDSB. SDSB is the first and the only business school in the country to have scored the AACSB accreditation. And Knowledge Week basically करने का मकसद भी यही है कि हम आपसे different programs के हवाले से connect कर सकें, आपसे बात कर सकें with regards to any queries that you might have, with regards to any confusions that you would have. अगर आप जानना चाहते हैं कि आपका करियर किस तरह से लगेगा या किस ट्रेजेक्टरी पे होगा जब आप ग्रेजुएट कर जाएंगे, या आपकी इस डिग्री की मार्केट में कितनी डिमांड है या किस तरह से आपको हेल्प करेगी, this is your opportunity to talk to our program director, connect with our executive in residence, talk to our current students about it, and inshallah in the next program and the programs that are going to come during this Knowledge Week, you'll also get an opportunity to connect with our alumni as well. So make sure आप अपने सारे questions जो हैं वो हम तक पहुंचा रहे हैं, और उसका तरीका ये है कि जैसे आप इस प्रोग्राम को शो के फेसबुक पे देख रहे होंगे, उसके नीचे कमेंट सेक्शन में आप अपना क्वेश्चन जो है लिख सकते हैं, और जो हमारी सोशल मीडिया टीम है वो आपके क्वेश्चन को पिक करके हम तक पहुंचाएगी, एंड इंशाल्लाह आई एम गोना मेक श्योर कि आपके हर क्वेश्चन का जो सवाल है एडिक्वेट अप्रोप्रिएट आंसर आपको जरूर मिले. So again, for this Knowledge Week, I am privileged to be in the presence of Dr. Omair Haroon, Mr. Ali Qamar, and Ms. Khushbakht Hayat. Dr. Omair Haroon is an assistant professor at Suleiman Dawood School of Business, and he is also the program director for the MS Accounting and Analytics program. Mr. Ali Qamar is an industry expert with over 20 years of experience, and he's also the executive in residence for the said program. Ms. Khushbakht Hayat is a current student enrolled in the said MS Accounting and Analytics program at Suleiman Dawood School of Business at LUMS. So thank you very much, Dr. Omair, Ali, and Khushbakht for joining us today. Dr. Omair, जिस तरह से रीत चलती आ रही है, मैं आपसे ही स्टार्ट करूंगा, एंड अभी से ही बता दूं कि ज्यादातर क्वेश्चन जो हैं वो आप ही के पास मैंने भेजने हैं. प्रोग्राम डायरेक्टर के पास ही आते हैं ज्यादा क्वेश्चन. तो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि अगर आप स्कूल को इंट्रोड्यूस करवा सकें, थोड़ा सा जो MS अकाउंटिंग एंड एनालिटिक्स प्रोग्राम है इसके बारे में बात कर सकें.
Thank you very much, Amma, for your lively introduction. Thank you everyone for joining in. स्कूल को इंट्रोड्यूस अमार ने कुछ करवा दिया है, कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा इंट्रोडक्शन की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But this is the flagship school of Lahore University of Management Sciences, a long history of 4 decades. Traditionally, we've been offering MBA, executive MBA programs over the last 40 years. Over the last 15 to 20 years, there have been changes. We've gone into undergrad programs and graduate programs in terms of PhD, and now we are at the juncture where we are offering industry relevant MS programs, which equip you to be able to create your own niche in the market. In terms of accounting and analytics, हम बहुत सुनते हैं कि जी डेटा बहुत गैदर हो रहा है, डेटा बिक रहा है, व्हाट्सएप फ्री क्यों है? It's because the data will be valuable for the people who are using Facebook, उनका data, and Google and so forth. So data तो valuable है, but क्या हमारे business partners in terms of finance and accounting function, are they able to extract meaning out of it? With the technology evolving at the pace that we are, storage capacity is massively available in terms of storage of data. The processing capabilities of computers has massively increased. तो अब सवाल ये है कि जो डेटा अवेलेबल है क्या अकाउंटिंग और फाइनेंस के लोग इस काबिल हैं कि उस डेटा को वन कैप्चर कर सकें वेयर इट इज नीडेड, टू क्या उसमें से मीनिंगफुल एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं कुछ जवाब ऐसे सवालों के जो इंडस्ट्री को ज़रूरत है, और तीसरा क्या वो कैपेबल हैं कि वो टूल्स यूज़ कर सकें फॉर डेटा कैप्चर, डेटा एनालिसिस, डेटा प्रेजेंटेशन, कि जिनकी ज़रूरत अब तकरीबन हर किसी को पड़ेगी जो भी इस इंडस्ट्री में और इस फंक्शन में हैं. So this MS program, this is designed to equip people with accounting and finance background with the tools and techniques that are going to be needed in the future for answering these questions. Traditionally, हमारे accounting finance professionals or graduates उनकी हम ट्रेनिंग ऐसी नहीं करते कि जो इस इवॉल्विंग सिचुएशन में अब इंडस्ट्री में जाके अडेप्ट कर सकें और इन फ्यूचर सरवाइव कर सकें. तो this MS program is designed to top up your accounting and finance knowledge with this evolving technologies. Plus कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं कि जब आप मैनेजरियल लेवल पे, सीनियर मैनेजरियल लेवल पे जाते हैं, देन यू नीड टू हैव सम अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ बेसिक बिजनेस फंक्शंस सच एज मार्केटिंग और HR or even general understanding of economics. How does that impact your business? So ये 4-5 चीज़ों का combination है this program. This is 1.5 years long program. Primarily weekend based hai, which means that this is designed for professionals who are working in industry, जो अपने जॉब के साथ, फैमिली के साथ इस प्रोग्राम को कर सकें. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ रेगर कुछ हल्का होगा, आपको कुछ अपनी रातें बर्बाद करनी पड़ेंगी to be able to get through this program. लेकिन end of the day
there's a grin on Khushba's face, I can see that. जब आपने ये कुछ कहा था आपको बर्बाद करनी पड़ेगी.
खुशबा ने काफी रातें बर्बाद की हैं. So क्योंकि टिपिकली जब आप कोई वीकेंड की या इवनिंग प्रोग्राम की बात करते हैं तो जहन में यही आता है MBA लाइट या MS लाइट, डाइट MS है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. दिस इज अ वेरी रिगरस प्रोग्राम, so don't think of it as
डॉक्टर उमैर, इसमें ये हर वीकेंड पे इनको आना पड़ेगा बच्चों अपने एग्जीक्यूटिव्स को क्लासेस लेने के लिए, या ये अल्टरनेट वीकेंड्स पे आएंगे?
Right, so right now how it is designed is कि to facilitate people from out of Lahore, right now typical design is that one weekend on campus, one weekend, the next weekend online, and the third weekend free, and this cycle will repeat. So it's not alternate, it's not every weekend, but it's like a cycle of 3 weeks where one weekend is online, one is on campus, and one relatively free weekend. So in terms of classes, ये structure है, लेकिन इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि during the week people are disengaged. You get assignments, you get projects, you get things to talk about among your peers before the next class. So everything given, this is how the structure works. इसके अंदर प्रोग्राम के अंदर 3 मॉड्यूल हैं. One each module is,
I get.
Yeah, each module is 3 courses, so 9 courses in total. So this would finish within 1 year, and after that 6 months internship placement, which is the most, for me, the most important part of the whole program, where the students would be placed in industry working on a specific project getting their hands dirty, and reporting back. So this is the application of whatever they've learned throughout the program in a real life situation that they might be facing. Structure कुछ ऐसे है कि in the first module we do kind of a mini MBA, which is introduction to economics, introduction to marketing, introduction to HR, OB, leadership, these kind of things, which are the skills that our traditional accounting finance professionals are not very comfortable with. So they can understand and evaluate cross-functional communications easily. Once they've done that, the second module is primarily about tools that are used in industry for one, evaluating financial information, and two, evaluating and making sense of non-financial information. And module 3 is essentially application of those tools in industry. How do we use those tools to answer business specific questions? So this is more or less the structure of the program. I would like to ask Ali if he can elaborate how the program is designed in terms of keeping the industry's needs in view.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sab. I hope I'm audible.
Yep, you are.
Okay, so thank you very much and pleasure to join this call. Basically, analytics, it's a buzzword running across like for the last many years. जब हम लोग डेटा की बात करते हैं और एनालिटिक्स की बात करते हैं तो इसमें कुछ चीज़ें इम्पॉर्टेंट है ज़हन में रखना. एक तो ये है कि डेटा हमेशा एग्जिस्ट करता था, although so what has changed now that has made it so valuable and that has created like a whole line of expertise and qualification in this area. And the second thing is that how relevant is it for Pakistan and also for our professionals who are working across the world.
Khushba, why did you choose this program? What attracted you to applying, and how has your experience been so far?
Thank you, sir, and Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So what attracted me to this program? So basically, I have done my bachelor's in accounting and finance, and once I graduated, I realized that as an accountant, accountancy is not enough for you to have enough skill set. After working at different jobs that weren't that great because job markets for mere accountants is squeezing. So it was very important that I had to improve my skill set. So once this master's program was posted last year in January, I remember, and I saw it, I was very excited about it because it's like it was introduced in Pakistan for the first time. It's a first program that includes accounting and data analytics. And like Sir Ali was mentioning, data analytics is a buzzword, but it's just not a buzzword. It's actually very important for us to acquire ourselves with that skill set. So last year I saw the whole structure of this program, and Sir Omair mentioned the structure as well. It was well structured, and that attracted me to join this program. So I applied in it, and my experience in it overall has been very nice. But like Sir Omair said, it's not a degree that you can just come for it for just the title of it. आप लोगों को बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. So that's why I was smiling back then. It's just a very tough program, but like if you are 100% committed to learning and gaining that skill, you are going to gain a lot of knowledge. My class fellows right now are all working professionals. I am also working right now. And the thing with that is कि आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. There are people with like almost 25 plus years of experience, and that's amazing because you're sitting in the same class and you're talking to them, and बहुत वो learning and interactive session hota hai, and it's just different than the usual because आपको बहुत ज़्यादा participate करना होता है. You have to build that skill set as well. कि आप बहुत interactive बनो, आप बहुत social बनो, you know how to talk, कैसे interact करना है. लेकिन tough का इतना नहीं है क्योंकि because like sir mentioned, it's a hybrid program. Online classes हैं, on campus classes हैं, and then there are some weekends that are off. So if you are a working professional, things would be easier for you क्योंकि आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा time off मिल सकता है. But then again, like sir mentioned, कि weekdays में assignments and काम शाम खत्म नहीं होता. You will still have to do it, but it's a good program. And अभी मेरा भी अभी बहुत relatively tougher time चल रहा है. We are moving into the core data analytics courses and financial analysis courses. It's fun, but it's definitely tough as well.
Thank you, Khushbakht, and my sincere apologies for getting disconnected before. This is what happens when you're working from home. So, Dr. Omair, I remember we discussed this during our last year's webcast as well. There have been talks about the whole, bookkeeping profession getting digitized, and accountants we are not sure are still going to be in demand or not. So, what's your opinion on that?
All right. So my father is a chartered accountant. My grandfather was a banker. The kind of calculators my grandfather used, I still have them. So it's a mechanical calculator. You push in the numbers and then you draw a lever and then it calculates rolls and gives you a mechanical answer to that.
I think I'm come to your place to see that.
Right, sure. And then my father had a practice, and being a typist at an accounting firm was a proper career path. So what I'm getting at is that the profession is there. The tools that we use to bring service to the industry, to the profession, to the society, they change. So bookkeeping, as we know, has evolved tremendously over time. So there used to be manual ledgers and people would write on it, and then the things got we got calculators and then we got computers, and now we've got software that run everything for us. So things are always evolving. It's just that now the pace of evolution, the pace of change has increased tremendously, and we have to keep up with that with the pace of that change, because at one point in time, if you had a skill, it was enough for a lifetime. You got a good job, you use that skill, and then you live a decent life. But now with how the things are evolving, you have to update yourself. You have to keep yourself updated with what's happening in the industry, what's happening in the technology, and otherwise you might get redundant. And that's a harsh word, but that's the reality of it. If the only thing that has changed is that the profession would be there, the services would be there, but how those are delivered, they would change, and we cannot even foresee how things would be 15 years from now, let alone be prepared for it. We don't know what's going to happen. So it's essentially a need of the hour to keep ourselves abreast with what's happening in terms of technology in the industry.
Exactly. The technology is changing. The way people have been working there, that has been changing as well. New softwares have come up, new skills have come up, and it's up to us to keep ourselves updated with whatever is taking place, not only in Pakistan but outside Pakistan as well. Ali, I'd like to come to you. You have some experience now with the students enrolled in our MS Accounting Analytics program. Who do you think, and I'm going to ask Dr. Omair the same question later as well, who do you think would be an ideal candidate for this program?
So if I'll answer this question, so I think ideal candidate is the one who intends to build the skill set on analytics. Although it's like, it's better that someone who has an accounting qualification will have a bit of a starting edge, but it's more focused on analytics and how the data and it can be used for in different, like for different purposes. So I think any person who has a professional education and wants to develop the skill set on analytics side, I think that is enough to be an ideal candidate. This is my view about it. And after Dr. Saab has mentioned, so would like answer this, I would also like want to take a bit on how the requirements for the accountants are changing and how this skill set can be very useful for in.
Okay, Dr. Omair, if I could take your take on this, on the same question.
Right. So as you said earlier, the profession, every 5 years there's this article somewhere that accountants are going to die, they are going to be dinosaurs and so forth. But for this program, we would like to have accountants and equip them with jetpacks so that they can fly away from the apocalypse that is facing them. Ideally, we would like to have people with some exposure to accounting and finance, much better if you worked in industry, so that you can relate to how things work, because a lot of our coursework is experiential. We use case studies, we use examples from the industry and so forth. So it's much more relatable if you have some industry experience. But it does not mean that if you don't have any background, you would be shooed away. We do have a foundation program कि जहाँ पे ऐसे लोग जिनका बिजनेस एजुकेशन बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, फॉर एग्जांपल बीबीए, बीएससी, अकाउंटिंग बैकग्राउंड, एसीसीए, सीए नहीं है, we run a foundation program where we equip them with the basics of accounting and finance and marketing and OB and HR, which is essentially helping them somewhat bring them to par with their classmates who have some kind of who have had some kind of a business education before.
Okay. Okay, bilkul sahi. Khushba, next question is to you. I am sure when you were deciding that you were going to pursue this program, you must have, I'm sure, seen different universities. And my question is, what is the most unique aspect of this program? And how is it different from similar programs that are offered at multiple different universities in Pakistan and outside?
So the whole teaching style of LUMS is kind of different from the other universities. I'm not saying the other universities don't teach well, but the thing is that the programs and specifically the master's programs are designed in such a way that you have to be very interactive, on your toes. You have to be very participative. If you are not like that, you are not that kind of person, then you're forced to become that person. So it's like a skill development. You cannot expect to just take your classes and sit back and relax and just give your exams and get a degree. It's not easy to get a degree here, and you have to be on your toes. You have to work. And I'm not meaning to scare anyone here. It's actually a good thing. You would feel the difference in your own skills once you're here. And the positive side also is that the life in LUMS is obviously the most famous in Pakistan. It's amazing. There are multiple facilities for the students and everything. So in that aspect, it's very nice also. And the third thing that attracted me to the degree, apart from the things that I mentioned before, was that it's a hybrid program. So I did not, it's like everyone who graduates from their, like, who has done their bachelor's, they're confused between two things: if we should get the experience or if we should start a master's. So I was also that person. So the flexibility that this program gives me, that I can work and I can also pursue my master's. I am not compromising on my money or years of experience just to like get my master's degree, is actually amazing for me in this program.
I think exactly this is one of the most unique points, and this is whenever we go for outreach, whenever we go to talk to people in the industry and talk about our programs, this is a feedback that we used to continuously get from executives, that they, of course, who would want to put their careers on hold and then come for education. It's not very easy. It's not very doable for everyone. And I'm glad we have multiple executive programs being offered through SDSB now. I have a question from Mr. Musa Kadir, and he's asking, do we need a GMAT or a GRE score for admission? So Dr. Omair, आपके पास आता हूँ इस question के साथ.
Right. So you can, there are multiple options. You have to have some kind of an entry test, standardized testing. It can either be a GMAT or a GRE or even NTS GAT run by NTS in Pakistan. So any one of the three should suffice.
Okay, perfect. So one could go for GMAT, one could go for GRE, and if you don't want to go for either of the two, then you could take the NTS GAT route as well.
Right, Qamar, आपके एक सवाल का खुशबा ने जवाब नहीं दिया था कि that this program can be compared to any other local program, similar programs, because she doesn't know of any, because there is no other program, similar program being offered in Pakistan. Right.
So,
go ahead.
I agree with Sarah. I mentioned it before as well,
yeah,
that this is the first degree being offered in Pakistan that includes accounting and data analytics. Data analytics itself is a newer concept in Pakistan, but this degree is completely new because it combines accounting with analytics, which is very important for accountants these days. Not just accountants, we have engineers too in our classes. So like, just don't think that you don't have enough skills to be in this program.
Bilkul sahi. Thank you so much, Khushba, for clarifying. And thank you, Dr. Omair, for pointing out that she didn't respond.
No, she did earlier. Yeah.
She did earlier, of course. So another question that I've got on social media is from Kamal, and he's asking, what careers can one choose after acquiring the MS Accounting and Analytics program? So I'd first see if I could get Ali's take on it, and then I'll go to Dr. Omair and then to Khushbakht.
Right.
So I think
Ali, have you? Ali, Qamar.
It's okay, Dr. Omair. You
right. I can go. Yeah.
Multiple times.
Right. Sorry.
But can you just repeat the?
Yeah, Ali. The question from the social media is, what kind of career paths can be expected after completing this program? Yep, I think Ali is having some connectivity issues, so let me fill in. Yep. So one is very clear. It's analytics is not a career in itself. It's, if you can think of, is a tool which can be applied in HR or marketing or operations or OB or anywhere at all, in medicine and biochemistry and physics. So it's not something that's a career in itself. It's a skill basically. So what we are doing is we are trying to impart this skill to existing accounting and finance professionals, so that they are able to make sense of, more than making sense, asking questions or for growth, asking questions for profitability, asking questions for contribution to society. Then analyzing where they can find relevant information, making sense of that information, and then presenting that information. So in a sense that it's in itself, it's not a career path, but it would accelerate your career wherever you are. So you are in finance or accounting or internal controls, internal audit, external audit, consultancy. Even in government agencies like FBR, they are increasingly using data and analytics to identify tax evasion, for example. In public policy, more and more policies are now data driven than ever before. So this program would not restrict you to being an accountant. It would help you grow. It will help you go beyond traditional functions of accounting and finance and help businesses and society and public organizations grow.
Of course, Bilkul Sahi. Thank you, Dr. Omair, for such a detailed answer. Khushba, this is a question that I'm, really fond of asking. Whenever there's a webcast, I ask the current students or the alumni, who join us, that the Dr. Sam Bato ki thi ki the program is very rigorous, but how does your typical day look like? Office jana, and then on the weekends you are with LUMS, and I'm sure there's a lot of assignments as well. So is it easy for you to find time out and then manage your work life as well as your personal life and then the academic life?
Okay, so I am a hostelite because my job is remote. In weekdays, I work and 9 to 5, the usual. And at night, obviously, I enjoy and participate in the LUMS life. But in weekends, the ones that are on, you have to spend the whole Thursday or Friday doing the readings, getting aware with the subject that you're going to learn over the weekend. So you need to have that knowledge. So you have to practice, or otherwise you can spend your weekdays doing assignments or projects as well, because you cannot expect that your weekdays are going to be completely free, like Sir Omair mentioned. But the thing is that you would find time to do your job, and you would still find time to relax as well. And on the weekends that are on, our classes start around 9 a.m. and they end around 5 p.m. with a 2-hour break in between. So those weekends are tough, but I think that they are much needed. They cover most of the course, and I think that's why hybrid is a good option, because you are able to manage with online classes or on-campus classes, or no classes at all on the weekends. So that's the routine.
I see, and I'm very happy to know that enjoyment is just not limited to just the students who are enrolled in the undergraduate programs at LUMS. I'm very happy to get your perspective as well. The graduate programs, the people who are joining us, they're also enjoying not only the programs but also the university life and whatever LUMS has to offer in terms of experiences other than academic. So Dr. Omair, there's a question from Sherbano on social media. She's asking, how many seats does this program have every year? And also, can a student who is enrolled in a bachelor program right now apply without having their final semester's result?
Right. So for the second question, I would strongly advise you to reach out to our admissions office. There is a cutoff. I'm not sure exactly what date it is. So there is a cutoff date that if before that cutoff date you get your final semester's result, you are okay. You can apply even if you are in your final semester. So if you are expected to graduate within a certain time frame, which I'm not very, I don't exactly know right now. And the other question was, number of seats. There are no fixed number of seats. We would like to have people in the program who are, number one, capable of surviving a grueling program, and number two, who are also capable of contributing to learning of other people within the cohort, and also sometimes the instructors as well. So we want a diverse set of people with different industry backgrounds, with different socioeconomic backgrounds, who can help each other learn. So there are no fixed number of seats as such for the program. Yeah.
So anybody can apply, and if you fulfill the criteria, if the panel likes you, so it's very easy for you to get in. We do not have a limited number of seats over here. But Dr. Umair, एक और question है जो कि अक्सर I think is quite significantly relevant to SDSB programs, graduate programs at that. How important is a candidate's interview in the whole selection process? So we understand there is 16 years of education that you need to have in terms of satisfying the admission criteria, and you need to have taken either GMAT, GRE, or the NTS CAT. Makes sense. And then filling in your personal application and whatever your idea or the motivation is to join the program, and then there is interview as well. So interview जो है वो क्या वो सबसे significant part is पूरी application process का?
Right. So we've had, we have a long tradition of case method teaching at LUMS in our graduate programs, MBA, EMBA, and so forth. The idea being that what we are known for, what our strength is, and the tradition that we would want to have to hold very closely to us is participant-centered learning, where the participants or the students of the program, they are the leaders in terms of helping each other learn, helping the whole class learn, helping even people in other programs learn. So academically, you may be great, but the most important quality that we are looking for is, does your academic record and your experience and your personality reflections in the interview, does it inform us that are you going to be a good resource for other people in the program? So we don't have let's say a merit cutoff, but what we are looking for are bright, capable people, but more importantly, somebody who's able to listen and communicate their ideas effectively, who has learned on the streets, perhaps, even though somebody may not be academically fantastic, but has a good career path, who has learned the ropes on the go, a very valuable resource for us. So इंटरव्यू के अंदर हम इस तरह की चीजें देख रहे होते हैं which are very dear to us. Yep.
बिल्कुल सही. और मैं साथ ही खुशबा के पास चला जाऊंगा ताकि उनका भी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू थोड़ा सा. खुशबा, आपका इंटरव्यू जो था, how difficult was it and how did you prepare for it and how did you ace it?
To be very honest, sir, Omair is sitting here. He was in the panel. I did not prepare for it. And I think that the trick to it is to be very honest and natural in your interview. And I don't think so it was difficult because it was a panel that was taking the interview, and it was more of a discussion. I was asked that how this program is going to fit into my goals and what are my plans, and it was basically a discussion. So I wouldn't say that it was very difficult, and I would suggest for the candidates to be very natural and honest during the interview.
Bilkul say so, being very honest and being natural. So yeah, two major takeaways. Dr. Omair, we are, and Khushbakht, we are all only left with last 2 minutes. So if there is a message that you would want to send out to the potential applicants considering to apply to the MS Accounting Analytics program, please.
Right. What we want from you is commitment, because this is something that we do not want the students to take lightly, wasting their time and our time and so forth. But more importantly, if you are willing to put in time and effort, me and the school and the university would make sure that it is worth your while. Something that I would like to highlight here is there have been some questions about finances. So we do have generous financial aid. We for each of the master's program merit scholarships hain, which go towards reducing or eliminating your tuition fee. There are scholarships for female applicants if you make it. If you are admitted, if you are offered admission, you've got 50% off the tuition fee automatically. So what we are doing is encouraging a diversity in our cohorts. But going back to the interview thing, ये कोई टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू नहीं होता जिसकी आप तैयारी कर सकते हो कि जी ये किताब पढ़ लो तो आपको इंटरव्यू में सवाल आ जाएंगे. Just like Khushbakht said, we are looking at the person, how the kind of person she or he is, not how much the person knows.
Of course, thank you so much, Dr. Omair. And also, आपने बात की scholarships की. Yes, as we always say, and we try to make sure that we are putting this message across as frequently as possible, and that is that if you are committed to what you want to achieve, and if you know how LUMS can actually help you, financial limitations are no limitations at all. We are going to help you in whatever possible way we can. At the same time, LUMS is probably the only university in the world, or one of the few universities in the world, offering a 50% scholarship through its Sulaiman Dawood School of Business to all the female candidates joining our graduate programs. So ये एक और चीज़ थी जो मैं mention करना चाहता था. Khushba, what would your message be to the applicants, to this executives who are considering to apply to the Accounting Analytics program?
I think that my message would be that I would suggest that everyone who wants to apply, they should go for it, and they should not like hesitate or think that I am not good enough for the program, or I don't have enough academic background, or I don't have enough work experience or something, anything. If you are planning and if you think that you're good at it, then you're gonna get it. So I wish good luck to all of the candidates that are planning to apply. And I think that it would be a wise decision to come here, I think.
Thank you so much, Khushbakht. Thank you so much, Dr. Omair, and to Ali for being with us, taking time out. Before we go, I would like to let our audience know that today the discussion was about the Accounting and Analytics program. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll see you again for Supply Chain and Retail Management program. On Wednesday, we'll gather for the Business and Public Policy program. Thursday would be our day for Healthcare Management and Innovation. And again, the last day of this week would be our discussion about technology management and entrepreneurship programs. So if you're interested in any of these programs, please make sure you're joining the discussion. Also, all of the information with regards to the application process, with regards to the program, is available on our website. Please do browse www.lums.edu.pk, and I'm sure you're going to find a lot more information with regards to the application process and the admissions process. And yeah, take good care of yourselves. Inshallah, we're going to see you tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.